Time for that game 3 everyone's been waiting for. Uh, Azder and Luffy, Luffy aka Hitsuyan. Um, should be a good one. We've had a couple good races, actually 3 good races. Those of you who might have watched their game in the previous round. My name is Tracy. I'm with me today is Josh Bittner. How you doing, Josh?
Hello, I'm doing well. Just excited to see who's going to be taking home the big prize today. This one is for all the marbles.
And Super NT perhaps, if that's what the runners want.
My understanding is they have a choice of the Super NT, an FX Pack Pro, or the mystery box behind door number 3 from Big Dunka. What could
I'd
be in the big
almost,
box? What could
yeah,
be
I'd
in the big
almost want to see
box?
someone go for the big box just to find out what the big box is.
For all we know, it could just be the classic dirty sock. Just a classic whammy.
All right, so a couple things. So you'll see that I saw some mention of Azure Sprite. He uses the Peril World Sprite with hat color, so that's why it's a slightly different green you're seeing. Hitsu, I know that's a very popular sprite, but I actually don't know the anime that's behind. Maybe you know it. So I'm sure someone in chat does.
I
One of the
want to
yeah,
say,
go for
I
it.
forget which one it is. Isn't it like, I don't remember. Oh, it's One Piece. Clear Mouse in chat is saying it's One
Clear
Piece.
Mouse with the knowledge. Thank you, Clear Mouse. Yeah. And one of the unique things about these runners, or one runner in particular, because I have to answer this question every time he plays, Azure does not use Quick Swap. He's one of only 2 people, to my knowledge, in the community that doesn't use Quick Swap. The other one being Koi. Oh, a nice lamp. I actually get that nice and early. So dark room's not going to be an issue. Also, we haven't had Agaseed yet. Gonna happen. Could happen here. But yeah, he doesn't use Quick Swap, so it's really good for us as commentators and for our trackers, Sarah, Rim, and Scott. But he's gonna lose a little bit of time to that. But he's a very good menuer, and my belief is that it's just you're that good a menuer. Stick with what you know, and he and I have had long conversations about it. He may someday decide to go for it, but for now, he's sticking with what he knows. So.
And sometimes it ends up being quicker to menu than Quick Swap when the item you want is very far away in Quick Swap. So sometimes you can just Quick Swap away, but
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people just stand there while quick swapping, and that does not save you time. So, um,
yes, on the Grand
it's not to
Pyramid.
save time and to truly save time with quick swap. You have to quick swap and be good at quick swap. So,
Yeah, it's on the Grand Pyramid as we're all getting better at this game. Below stop dying is stop stopping. So,
here you go.
stop stopping.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, know how to not bonking so much with the boots. That's another one.
oh yeah, I mean, I'm always wondering why I'm 15 seconds slower than a good boots escape, but because it's inevitably I'm bonking somewhere, and you lose
Yeah.
2 seconds right there, and I'm just a wonderfully mediocre ladder player here, so I appreciate things like an early lamp so I can surreptitiously close the browser window with all my dark rooms.
Yeah, I know that feeling too. Yeah, these guys would be fine without a lamp, but I know they'll be happy to have it because it's not just that it's a lamp for being able to see in the dark room. It's also your early fire source, and there's things that it opens up that and you never know. It is possible for the fire rod to be behind the lamp, so it's a good thing to have early. Be
And
interested
if
to
desert
see.
is...
Yeah,
Oops.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if desert is a crystal, we're already just a glove away from being able to clear a crystal desert if they so choose to do that early on, or if that is the required line of progression.
Yeah, we'll only need a book or a combination of
That's it.
flute and mitts and mirror. More likely, if it's going to be early, it's going to be a book almost certainly. Although we do occasionally see the classic moon pearl in desert with flute, mitts, mirror, and or the uh, all-time favorite checkerboard moon pearl.
Ooh, we're getting a loaded back of escape here. We got some nice red boomerang and one of our 3 coins that we might possibly need.
Yeah, we to be determined. We don't know if that quick's going to be useful or not. Boomerang is a nice quality of life item to have. aside from
Check your
the
stun prize.
yes, check your sun prize, your inevitable arguments as to which boomerang is the best boomerang. Well, my answer to that is the hook shot, so just stay out of the debate.
Hidden option 3.
That's right. Okay, now we can actually play the game. We're out of the escape, and let's see. Probably gonna see Bonk Rocks. Azder's pretty much done the traditional go into Kakariko the entire time that these two have played. This is game 4, really, because they played in the last round.
We had a quick
Hitsu has done other
map check.
things.
We had a quick matchup. We have Blue Crystal, Hera, and Desert, and then just a vanilla Green Pendant Eastern.
Yeah. The classic Pendant Eastern.
You just
always a
love
pendant.
to do that early.
I swear Pendant Eastern just comes up more in these. If the bow shows up, then, bow and lamp for the Folian logic.
But as for me right now, Eastern still doesn't exist for me. I believe in the Gamma school of routing. Pendant Eastern just does not exist.
Well, it's not Aga for the item. But seeing as how no glove, no hammer, is Hitsu gonna pull a fast one on us and actually go to Kakariko right away? We have not seen this yet.
Well, I think probably both runners are going to be fairly conservative to start because they know that it is the winner-take-all game, so they don't want to make any plays that could put them at an immediate disadvantage. So they're probably just going to follow a pretty standard opening, get lots of cash money here, and move on to Kakariko.
I am laughing because they both went out of their way for that 20 because, well, they had no money and then dropped down and got a 300. Thanks, game.
Yeah, it always feels bad to go into Kakariko broke and with no bombs.
So Hitsu's gonna go ahead and it looks like they'll both grab the Bonk Rock here for the free bomb.
Yeah, that's a good little bit of game knowledge right there, just so you can at least do Blind's Hut and give yourself a shot at 5 chests to get more bombs.
Yep. With this much money, it wouldn't surprise me to see going and doing the other checks before heading into the well, if we don't get bombs here. And, oh, we got them. We're good.
And a bottle. Very nice. And $100 too. And Hitsu already is thinking about, as he gets a cane, to claim his $100.
Yeah, the cane early, that's played a big part in both our games. In game 1, the cane on pad completely switching the lead and changing the tenor of that game. Game 2, as you're grabbing the cane on the hobo, giving him a nice little cushion, able to do, making it more incentive for him to do things like Ice Palace earlier. And
wow, we get ourselves a glove. Yeah.
Okay, so are we gonna get a glove or a hammer for Dark World Axes, or are we gonna get an Agaseed here? Because we got a lamp already. We're gonna get a sword or a hammer. More bombs, so we're good for that for a while.
Yup.
And a 20% refund on our payment there.
We do see Azder is gonna claim his $100.
That's right, that is a good bee, and if you turn the good bee into the bottle vendor, he will give you 5 of those red 20s. I don't know if he actually talked to the bottle vendor to get the item. It's just a 20 rupees, so not an issue.
I think he might have spaced that there.
So he'll gain like a couple $100 there. That's kind of nice. He'll be closer to Zora.
Yeah.
Everybody says that it's the thing. It's always those things that get you. That every time you forget something, it gets you. But you never know it when you make the mistake and it doesn't get you because no one notices.
Yeah,
you don't notice it. Yeah.
No one's going to correct you because they can't, and then it just didn't matter. So you completely spaced on it. It's pretty.
So
funny.
he's never going back for that. And that $100 is gonna get him to Zora money right now. Hitsu pretty close to it too. So. And
with the boots, you can dash from Ice Rod Cave, and then take even without the pearl. You can check the waterfall
Yeah.
and go see the scam fish.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular play in this mode when you're still looking for stuff early. So I would not be surprised to see either or both do that.
Once I
With this
got
kind
my
of money,
first
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
once I
that.
got my first taste of like an illicit hammer or a fire rod or something way out of logic that, when flippers were way behind. It's
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you'll never not do it again.
honestly, it's not likely to pay out with the waterfall fairy, but Zora is in logic, and you do want to be able to check that. And you don't want to check Zora and not check the waterfall fairy, because then it just completely orphans that check, makes it hard to get back to later. So
Yeah.
the best sequence breaks are the ones that are fit in with other logical checks.
For sure. I mean, it's all. I mean, this is a game of gambles, so you kind of have to choose your gambles because if you're completely thorough to the point of checking everything, you're still going to be too slow.
Yeah. Also, Hitsu continuing to do a very standard route early on, uh, completely opposite of what we've seen in these other races.
Well, I think until our runners find their first actual progression, they're going to probably play it safe with all of the early sphere checks and not get any surprises. There's our hook shot, so now we might see some
Hey.
spicy boy plays.
Now all the stun weapons, and there's Aga and Logic right there.
Oh, baby. So a big point of divergence now could be if someone pulls the shoot early and goes to Aga or not, depending on how they feel. There's still plenty of things to do, though.
That's a play I like now. I don't like to do it before Moon Pearl, um, because you're now betting on Moon Pearl on the pyramid ledge, because you just can't do anything otherwise. That hook shot also is a lesser indicator of an Aga play because it lets you get over to Village of Outcasts. So yeah, we got got all that stuff. And yeah, as Chet points out, we can also go to the mountain. Nice safety in that blue mail. Um, but it looks like Hitsu setting up the water walk. We'll see if either one of them also does the hobo check. Probably not, because it's really hard at this point to do that and do the waterfall fairy.
Yeah, there's more value in just checking Hylia Island and then going straight
Yep.
to our waterfall.
Yeah, nothing on Lake Hylia Island. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of really trying to pair the hobo check with all these other things. It's really not on the way. It just happens to be another flippers check.
Oh, and
Oh no.
unfortunately for Luffy,
I think we're gonna get that on both sides because I think they've both picked up all the heart containers.
yeah,
So that's gonna screw them both up.
yep. Womp womp.
And without the Moon Pearl, you can't get out of that. With the Moon Pearl, it's just exit, enter.
What they could have
Uh,
done was,
Azder's just gonna keep going though. Like there's no
oh,
reason
okay,
not to. Yeah,
yeah,
it orphans the one item, which sucks, but it's not orphaning the in logic item. So if this is something at Zora, this is a pretty big moment. Those bombs on Zora Ledge, we don't care. We have no way to get them right now. There may be a splash delete setup with the cane that I don't know, but it's better just to have it be nothing at
yeah.
this point.
And both runners, even though if you're in the water, you can still throw your empty bottle and get a free item from the ferry.
And
And
just a bottle. That's unfortunate. That's going to be a bit of a time sink for Azure that Hitsu's not going to have. Also noting that, yeah, Hitsu didn't have the money for it anyway, so. And with that, green rupee still doesn't have the money for it.
just shy. It feels bad when you go up to the waterfall area to like 30 rupees short, and there's no good way. Unless you checked your stun prize and you're getting either blue or red rupees from your stun prize.
Yeah, both of them can do the mountain
Trying
play.
to
This is a.
just trying to scavenge that last bit of money.
There's a shovel sitting there on the
Ugh.
spectacle rock. That's not what you want to see. If it's
Yeah,
something you know you need, that's fine. You just, Meat tells you you're going to get a mirror at some point. If it's something you know you don't need, then it's great because you don't ever have to worry about it again. But the shovel is one of those to be determined items, and we won't know if we need it until we pick it up and dig something up.
Indeed. Now we're gonna get to our big 7 checks here. Let's see what we get here, or if we're just gonna be forced to go to Aga.
Now, there's still Eastern, there's still Agena,
And Saha, his
and
closet
yeah,
too.
and Saha. Yeah, I mean Saha Eastern. I kind of lumped those together.
Sometimes I tend to decouple those, especially if I'm like feeling really allergic to doing a pendant Eastern. Ooh, and there's our pearl.
There's that Moon Pearl. Yeah, and that brings up the decision and powder. Big fan of the powder. Uh,
Yep. Now is decision time. Do you pull the chute and go to Aga?
well, I think you do
Ap-
Spiral K first, and that's what we're
yeah, I
seeing
mean,
here.
after your play here on the mountain is done.
Yeah, it's a tougher choice here because you do have a glove. Therefore, it is just one item to avoid Aga. But you're talking pendant Eastern. You don't really want to go there. It's a long ways away.
Believe I spied half magic on that floating island there.
Yeah, I don't know if either one is going to pick that up. It'll be interesting to see. Azur's been
Almost certainly
known
not.
to skip that.
I would think not, unless they are back here doing Dark Death Mountain and they're only on like say like either like a Master Sword and no silvers to if they'd want to try to make their magic run a little bit longer if they're trying to use magic for something against like against Vidi or something like that for invincibility.
Okay, so we're going to see at least Saha here.
That's smart. There's 3 items right here, and if that can be your play out, But it'd be very questionable to go into Eastern. But maybe what you have to do. And that's rando, baby. Nope.
Okay, we got mitts in a book. So
I
will not be a hard required Agaseed. Could be a logically required Agaseed still. Would expect to see water walks and or current jumps if we don't see flippers. We'll see which way Azure chooses to go. So it could be a big part of the race right now if he decides to do Aga.
We'll see, but
Oh no, he's doing
what was
it.
he doing?
He's doing the Aga play.
Oh wow, okay. Oh, Azder, this is interesting.
I mean, it's not a bad choice. We just know that it's going to be the wrong choice. He's going to lose about 5 minutes here. That he's going to have to make up. And he's going to know at some point when he gets those mitts, he'll know that he lost that time, and it's gonna hurt him.
I'd have to say Hitsu just got himself, and he won't know it, so he's going to be playing fast, but he is going to be at a pretty, at least for now, a pretty significant advantage. 5 minutes is a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what's on the pyramid ledge. It literally doesn't matter. These guys know how to get to the east part of the dark world without flippers and without hammer. So once you don't do this play and you get the items you need to not do this play, you're fine. Azure's
Yeah.
gonna need something else to give himself an advantage here. It's not gonna come from this play.
It's unfortunate, but that is Rando in a nutshell, as, ooh,
And it's a fire
Hitsu gets
rod,
a
and I
fire
mean, I'm not
rod.
worried about. I mean, that's not really an issue. Azure will get to Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
He will get that fire rod. He's
Yeah,
got
but
the hook
Luffy,
shot, so
I
it's not
mean,
an issue.
Hitsu gets to do more things now with that fire rod. As we get our TR knowledge.
Looks like we got a pendant swamp and a pendant mire. We might never see a flute.
Yeah, we might not need to do that.
Yeah, it's always, as a non-hoverer, I'm always happy to see a pendant swamp after I have a hook shot. Because I can't do it.
Yeah. We're basically hoping to not find flips for quite a while because of, no one likes doing a pendant swamp.
Yeah, pen and swap. Oof. Well, let's hope we have a low blue ball count at least here today, since only one of them's going to do it.
Yeah, it's just we'll see what Azder does now. Um,
I mean, with the hook shot, you probably just you take it over to Village Outcast. You know, maybe do Thieves Town.
yeah,
He
I
might
mean,
be a while before he gets those mitts.
yeah, because I don't know. I'm always paranoid about Saha's closet. Even if I get Dark World access and I haven't done the closet yet, I just do a quick 30-second jaunt over there just to get the 3 items. Because what if?
Yeah. On the other hand, if it's not the right answer, if there's just nothing there and nothing in Eastern, and you can just
Yeah.
go to, and you
Oh,
just
I
go
don't
to
do it
Akka,
going to the...
you are saving
Yeah.
you're saving a
Oh,
ton of time.
I wouldn't say to do the Eastern Palace. I would just get the 3 items and then go into the
No,
Dark World.
no, I know you're not saying that, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that if this is the correct play, you know, Azure just saved a ton of time. So I think it's a fine play. There's nothing wrong with this play.
No, not at all. It's just unfortunate. But you know, you never know how this race could go. There's still lots of items to find.
I mean, best case scenario for him is there's something good here, and Hitsu just avoids the pyramid ledge for a while.
I have done that. Meanwhile, Hitsu has bacon.
Yeah, nice tempered sword. Will make the moth fight better.
Oh yeah, you love to see that, like, pretty much right on your way to the boss, and
Yeah. Nothing on the
just...
pyramid ledge. Azure's best out at this point, honestly, is that he finds something. Or sorry, that the mitts. We know the mitts are gonna be in front of the fire rod, but if Azure could have mitts late, you know, have that be his maybe second to last item, while Hitsu does a bunch of mitts checks, that could play a big role in this. And Azure's just gonna go to pod. Without a bow, without a hammer. He does know how to mimic clip. So I suspect we're going to see a full clear of the front. Everything but Helmasaur, unless we find bow and hammer here. Meanwhile, Hitz is going to have a crystal here with this moth kill.
Yep. For Adzer's sake, I hope he finds some nice toys here in Pod. That'll help him out significantly.
A hammer here, even bow or no, a hammer here would be really nice. Because at least if this was a logically required Agaseed, at least then it might be a while before Hitsu gets here. And that hammer is pretty important.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, yeah, you're right, yeah. A French vanilla hammer for Adzer would be huge.
Yeah, with that small key,
Or
we're not
Chad
bow
even
locked
saying
yet.
pod. I mean, a bow even.
Yeah, a bow would be good too. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that also depends on where the other bow is, you know, with the progressive bows.
Yes. It's gonna be fun, people that won't remember the non-progressive bows in our next tournament coming up next season for the regular season of that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of non-progressive bows, so I'm not thrilled with all the settings there, but I'm really happy to see that setting in. Like, why do we have 2 bows? We don't have 2 fire rods, we don't have 2 ice rods, unless you're playing Ludicrous Breeze and there's just 4 of everything.
Meant to play Ludicrous Speed, but it's either not lined up with my schedule that I can play during the weeks, or I have other things that I was intending to do that day.
Okay, we're gonna see a mimic clip. Meanwhile, Hitsu's gonna have to make a decision here. Is he gonna full clear, or try to full clear Thieves Town without a hammer? That's always a tricky proposition, because that big chest could have something important, or it could have nothing, or it could have map compass. There's some flippers. It's not even a logical Agaseed, as it turns out. Although it does suck to get over to the east side with just those flippers. So a hammer here would still be really good for Azure.
Meanwhile, Hitsu is cleaning out the village of outcasts and will be going in.
I mean, you're going to do the front four. It's just quite, yeah. And then depending on what we find in the front, that'll probably dictate his decision whether to go to the back or not.
I guess it just depends on how spicy he feels. A lot of the times, I just say I'm a beat it and take the risk of no, hammer locking myself out of the one chest.
Oh, and we do find a nice item here. We get a mirror.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, so if there's a mirror locked item somewhere that's good, that adds to the ways that Azure can get back into this race. Won't let him do this dungeon, but it does make this dungeon a lot quicker, which is at least something.
Chat pointing out that he can get back to Saha's closet very quickly and realize his blunder.
Well, I mean, it's not a blunder. That's not fair to call it a blunder. It is a perfectly reasonable play. It's a play I might have made. I am a big fan of rushing Aga. So many of these casual boots seeds are Aga seeds because you start with a sword and you start with boots. If it's an Aga seed for the item, it's just it's common enough that this is not a blunder. It's just it was not the correct route for this seed.
Yeah, I guess I was a bit harsh, and I apologize in calling it specifically a blunder. It's just in the context of this seed, it was just an incorrect play.
And we do see that Hitsu's going back. I did not see how many items we got in the front, but it was no more than 2, because he does have a small key. Which means everything's in logic except the big chest, for obvious reasons. And the big chest could still have an item.
Yeah, that's the chance you'll take, but... I mean, for me, I would just want to have the crystal.
Yeah, it's a... Oh, and a flute! With good items, and that is a sword. So that is at least one item out of there. Oh, we do have the nice... Yeah, it looks like there are 2 items left. We do have the item count on this on the Dunka tracker here. Okay, 1 item left, so it's...
Yeah.
1/3 that's in the big chest.
And we like that flute for Azder too, as he picked up in pod. So
and yeah, did not go check Saha. So it might be a little while before he gets those mitts still. Probably didn't think about it, honestly. Either that or he wanted to save and quit to the pyramid anyway. Well, I guess the save and quit to the pyramid could have gone back into the mirror port, but it's kind of slow.
Yeah, I mean, the idea would have been just to get back into that little netted area and, mirror in there. So he's checking good old catfish.
And according to our tracker, there's still an item left in Thieves Town, so 50-50. Yeah, he can check catfish. He doesn't have a flipper, so it's a little unfortunate he won't be able to clean up the waterfall ferry here.
See what our catfish has got today.
Just a piece of heart. And it looks like Azure's gonna head over to the village.
Yeah, that's the smart play to do at this point. And oh no, we now have Pandora's box in Thieves Town. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, and that's one of those plays that if Azure had gotten that hammer, he would know that he would just do Thieves Town, and we would know it was in there.
Well,
it's the risk you take when you do Thieves Town without a hammer. Let's see, King's Tomb. I feel like we saw this on Hitsu's side since he had the
yeah, I believe it's going to be a male upgrade.
Ah, yes. So we get to see the purple on Azure's side since he likes to add the hat color to the Parallel Worlds link. Not a fan of the yellow, but a big fan of the purple.
Yeah, it looks very regal. And now we're gonna see Hitsu do the dig game.
Hey, dig game! They do know about this check.
Uh-oh.
I very steadfastly skipped this yesterday, so...
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, he's gonna ignore, not take the Smith on a ride, so he's just gonna...
No, I mean, it's Mirrorless Smith sucks.
Yeah. Not disagreeing. Some blue Mountain Dew right there. Good old Mountain Dew voltage. Gamer fuel right there.
Completely did not see what was on Grave Your Ledge, but I do believe he skipped it, so. Oh, probably nothing.
Yeah, I mean, chat would have freaked out if we could always count on chat to freak out if something spicy.
Yeah, I know,
shows
right? Yeah, 5 rupees apparently. That's not spicy enough.
$5 dues, you know. It's one thing to find it in the parking lot, but not in Hyrule, not so much. And Hype Cave is looking dangerously unhype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the hype is for
2 out of 10 hype.
Yeah. Well, the hype is for beforehand. Like hype is about what you're going for, not for what you actually get. Let's face it. You know.
Hype is the friends that we make along the way.
Yeah, a lot of very hype Super Bowls turned out to be absolutely news fest. So.
And we see Azder's gonna clear the front.
Yeah, he got the small key.
Woods.
Yeah, he got the small key, so it's very easy to clear this front area. I don't know if he'll do the middle or not.
And now we see Hitsu is running to the east side of the Dark World. Oh, going to the pyramid. Okay.
Check the pyramid. Oh, he's going to check the big chest. We know there's nothing here because Azure got an item, and we know that the other item is the sword under the bridge. And chat rightly pointing out that if Hitsu does pod here, any advantage that Azure got from doing that play is gone. But it looks like he's not. He looks like he's going to go over to Catfish.
Yeah, he might be getting his revenge on the heart filling him up and knocking him out of the water.
No, he doesn't have mirror.
Oh, he doesn't have the mirror.
Yeah, now without a mirror, he doesn't. Like he has the flippers. Azure had like together they could have done it, but
yeah,
each one of them had one piece of that puzzle.
So it'll be interesting to see if he saves and quits and then just skips pod, or will he go to, I don't know, say a clearable desert now?
Yeah, a clearable desert seems like a good choice.
Nope.
Also, be interested to see what decision Azure makes in terms of Thieves Town. Oh, this yeah, it looks like we are going to see the pod play from Hitsu. I don't know any other reason why you would walk out of Catfish.
Yeah, I think this is gonna make Hitsu very happy. Because Hitsu will have all the toys that Azder got from going to do Aga, and now we're gonna see.
Yeah, meanwhile, Azure can go ahead and activate the flute.
Pat wondering aloud if once Hitsu gets the mirror, will he also check out Eastern?
I wouldn't.
I mean, I would try to avoid it like the plague.
Yeah,
I'd still
wouldn't.
avoid it like the plague. Yeah, when you still have Eastern to do. I mean, I'm sorry, Desert to do.
And as you're about to get the bad news about his mitts. In some sense, knowing about this earlier is probably good for him because he's going to know that the Aga play was not the correct answer. So he's going to probably have to start cutting corners and hope that he can make up some time somewhere.
Now we'll be seeing Hitsu trace Azder's steps. And now we're gonna...
There are those mitts. He's got the flute out. This could be a Meyer area check.
That would be prudent to go check out a new area.
Not only, I mean, I like this choice. He can do desert from the back. He can do, I mean, Meyer is a pendant. We know that. I did not see that. Okay, I did not see the medallion. Hopefully our trackers or somebody did.
Yeah, that was the touch of seeing that side screen.
I know.
Chat saying bombos.
Okay, so we can't get into Meyer, which if it were something good, that would be, you know, something good choice to try and spike something in a bad spot. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if it's nothing good, then it's probably just as well that we couldn't do it. Oh,
Ooh,
there's
and
our
there's a
bow.
bow.
So that's Eastern in logic. That's the mirror in logic. I just need that hammer. Completely not boots locked desert. And one of the more annoying key layouts where we have to go to the right side to get our big key.
Yep, and then, most people will defeat the boss before checking the big chest to see if it's not a 50-50 on items.
Yeah, with the mirror, yeah. Because you can just mirror out of here and go do the boss and hope that it's the other item. And that's what we're going to see.
Alright, let's see what our favorite worms got.
Azur's he doesn't have any really good weapons, so probably just gonna have to use that master. Well, he can use the bow in combination with that master sword. Azure, an accomplished NMG runner, knows how to do the bow strats here if he wants to. No fire rod, no ice rod to make the fight better.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
expect to see a
yeah.
combination of
Oh, yeah.
the bow and the master sword.
Yeah, you said the three dangerous letters in a row. I refuse to learn NMG, even though I really should at this point. It's because at this point in my rando career, I did the Go Mode podcast mentor tournament last year, and the purpose of that tournament is to make you not dog doo-doo at the game. But once you're no longer dog doo-doo at the game, you gotta get to the next level and tighten up your in-game mechanics. Setting up for the NMG kill. Those worms are not cooperating with his shots, but now he's getting it down.
Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. I mean, I have enough trouble hitting them with silvers if I miss the quick kill. It is the second item, so he does not have to go back in. That's Azur's first crystal of the match. And the question is, I mean, we're going to probably see Checkerboard Cave, but then we'll see where he goes next.
Now we're gonna see Hitsu go into... Oh, is he turning on his flute then?
Yeah, he's just going to activate his flute.
Probably will then defeat Desert, because following the path of the crystal...
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for him. He also doesn't have a bad ice palace, if you were to choose that instead.
Yeah, that is clearable. Not technically in logic without the... Oh, he has the hookshot, just kidding.
Well, the hook shot is debatable as far as right. We do have the hammer though. That's the big issue. Is no hammer for Ice Palace.
Ooh, azder gonna check Agina. Let's see what we got here.
And
20
nothing.
bucks.
Whole lot of trash. In fact, the ice play would probably be the better choice for Azure as far as which player should do it. A hammer there would be pretty big for him. Right now, he's going to do his Dark Death Mountain cleanup, which means he'll get a fire rod, which will maybe send him back to Skull Woods. There's one more item there, he knows. It might not. It might send him to ice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to think about like how further you can extend the game in terms of progression. Hard to say though. I mean, it's a gutsy play to go into a hammerless ice palace. You got, fortunately though, with the cane, it's mitigated.
But he needs a gutsy play right now.
Yeah. But he is kind of seems like he is kind of chewing into the deficit that he built up. So it might come down to who finds the hammer first now.
Well, I mean, there's always the old ice rod hunt that could happen. So,
Always that too.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's that when late ice rod, swamp appendant is a terrible combination.
Oh,
Because it
you're
means
just
that
asking for the commentator's curse.
if there's an ice rod in swamp, and you don't do it first, you can't save your portal. It's
Oh,
just it's
chat
not
pointing
a
out
great
also.
combination.
Chad also pointing out we don't have the right coin for
No, we
TR.
have the exact wrong coin to go into a dungeon. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing for Meyer, because Meyer being a pendant, but for Turtle Rock, we do need to get into Turtle Rock. So
Although it's as azder is slightly behind, but is eating into that deficit and will soon be in the same state as Hitsu.
yeah, we are going to see a
desperately
Hera
looking.
play. We did
That
not
is
see
good.
this on Hitsu's side, so this is something different that we haven't seen before. Hitsu has in the past tried very hard to leave this for the last, and in fact succeed in doing so in game 1. So he's orphaned this whole area. So if something's good in here, it could matter.
Our tablet, only $20. Hitsu's probably thinking to do Hera in go mode.
There's
Uh-oh,
Meyer
bombos.
axes.
Uh-oh. That's fully clearable.
Yep. It's logically fully clearable.
That...
And it puts us a hammer away from another pedestal seed.
Yeah, that gives me a bad feeling about a required Meyer. Giving access to it this late with well, I mean, you can do ice, but you're
Not
starting
that
to run
late,
out of
honestly.
Yeah, but you're starting to run out of things to do.
Okay, we got one item and a Hera pot to avoid the basement, and a map. You don't have the big key. Good.
Yeah, realizing. Wait a second. Alright, let's see if our two-eyed friend has anything today, or if there's an item in the basement.
Well, the item's in the big chest if it's not here.
Yeah, my bad. You know, the path to the big chest.
Yes. It is the
Oh.
item, so we don't have to go get the big key.
Sweet relief. Unless you use your coffee breaks to go to the bathroom.
Looks like Hitsu may be going to Hera right now as well. Would not surprise me if we, okay, he's gonna do Skullwoods first. Just clean that up.
Yep, it's just following your crystals for now and hoping that you find something along the way. But if he does that, he'll at least be on bacon.
No, I mean I don't think it's that simple for Azure. If he follows his crystals and things are along the way, he just loses. He's too far behind. He needs to get something somewhere. So yeah, so he's got a crystal he can clear right here. He might not even check the bridge chest, honestly.
Yeah.
And that sword is not a big deal because he will get the sword in Thieves Town. There's no reason to skip that one. I can see he's really trying to put off Thieves Town for a hammer, and I think that's smart here because he knows that's one of his outs is that something important in that Thieves Town big chest, and just doesn't want to go. And there's the hammer didn't show up in Thieves Town, so wherever that hammer is, he should be able to get it before going into Thieves Town.
I've just got a sneaking suspicion that the hammer is going to be in Meyer.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen something like that in a randomizer.
Just a cursed item location that forces you to do something annoying.
Hitsu forgetting that he doesn't have the big key. Good job.
Oopsie doopsie.
Azure came really close to forgetting, but didn't quite make the play over there. And, that's like 5 seconds Azure gets back. Not even, but, every little bit counts, I guess.
Yeah. Just working towards outs for Azure with a very nice moth kill. We'll
See if
get
he
the
goes
map.
back. Yeah, we'll see if he goes back in knowing that there's another item here.
And we see Hitsu take out Trolldorm very quickly with butter.
Yeah, it's a very easy fight with a butter sword.
Almost as if you're not supposed to have that sword until right before the final boss.
Yeah.
And he will get his bacon.
Yep. I mean, not the worst thing. I mean, he's gonna be less happy about this when he gets his gold sword in Thieves Town, but I mean, it's not the worst thing you could get.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I see bacon, even if I get butter right after it, just knowing your damage increase from master to bacon.
Yeah,
Ooh, we're gonna check ped. Oh, baby.
most people think this. Yeah, this is. Yeah, he didn't do this. It's just bombs, sadly. This could have been the exact opposite of game 1 if that had been say an ice rod, because then Azure just rushes pendant dungeons.
Yeah.
Let's see, we're going back into the village, so I think we're going to Thieves. Luis can do the front 4. We'll see if he decides to do the whole thing.
Yeah, and Hitsu is gonna do a couple of things on the smith chain. Might as well. Always at this point in the mid game where it's just like, what kind of semi-stinky thing do you want to do next? Let's see, gonna take the chest for a ride, so... And this is knowing your game, using the hook shot.
Yeah, you can hookshot all this stuff. And when you start your dash in the middle of the hookshot animation, you can actually get a little bit of a run going. We'll see if Azure completes Thieves Town. It's one of those things where this. Oh, there's the hammer.
Boy. Just sitting there for you on the South Dark World route, just waiting for you. That feels bad.
Well, that's really bad for Azure, because unless he bails Thieves Town right now, which he might. Nope.
No, at this point, you're committed to trying to get your... At least, you just gotta go fast. So now Ice Palace becomes beatable. So I gotta think that...
We're Ice Rod. We're just Ice Rod for Go mode at this point. Well, Ice Rod and Ether. So the Turtle Rock care package.
So we're turning in the chest with the glitch, and then... I think... Oh yeah, he is gonna check the tablet, which is sort of smart, because then that's an annoying check done as best as you can do it. And just $20 dues on the other tablet.
Yeah, book completely useless today.
Reading is for suckers, didn't you know? He says as a very noted fantasy reader.
Yeah, going to Ice Palace makes a lot of sense. I don't even know if there's an item left. It looks like there is not an item on Helmasaur, so there's no reason to go back there anytime soon.
Yeah, that is just either if you're trying to brainstorm what to do, if you're a lesser runner like me, or you save it for go mode.
Yeah.
There's definitely just like empty dungeons I've cleared because I'm like thinking what to do in a crappy seed, and I'm like,
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
I
you could,
might as well kill this now while I'm
yeah,
thinking.
there's no fast, slow time to do it. You know, I mean, maybe not with gold sword, you don't really even save time with silver. So, yeah, it's definitely a play you could make when you're thinking about something. But also with Eastern right there, you might not make that play until you're ready to go independent Eastern right afterwards.
Yeah. I wonder, yeah, we have chat wondering if he'll try to go in, no, it wasn't someone saying going to Eastern, but trying something. I don't know.
I actually I've expected it. I haven't seen that yet. You know, like a more like a
Yeah.
Meyer play or something.
It's gonna have to be something spicy unless we get, our coin and ice rod here in Ice Palace.
Now let's see if what he does here. He's not leaving, so this might be Smith chain into, or or it could just be dig game and stuff. Okay, so he's grabbing the Smith. He might skip dig game, all things considered.
Yeah, but I would have to suspect that he'll probably finish the South Shore and collect his hammer very soon. And that's when I would really start sweating and feeling behind.
Oh, he's already feels behind. like he
Oh, I'd
knows.
feel I would feel like alarmingly behind though, because if the hammer was just in that obvious of a spot, like
It
I would know my opponent is like really cooking with
well,
gas now.
no, I mean, because there's a good chance that your opponent did it a lot later than you. I'm actually surprised he didn't follow the mirror sooner, given that he got it out of a pod that meant, and yeah, he's not gonna even be able to get it now because he's gonna do this instead. But Hitsu hasn't done this. This is a new check for us, so maybe Ice Rod or Ice Rod would be better,
Oh
honestly.
yeah.
Ice Rod before Ether, but one of those items here could make a difference. He hasn't even done Hype Cave, so like he still has a bunch of stuff to clean up here.
Yeah. Nothing on magic bats today.
Yeah, Heart Container doesn't help us very much. But that was one of those bad locations that if, he gets the Ice Rod or an Ether out of, that it's, that is a bit of an out.
You always love it when it seems like your only out from coming from behind is to start clowning.
Well, it's not clowning though. It's to
Oh
me,
no.
you know you're behind. You
Yeah, you
know
gotta
you
start
can't
doing.
just you can't follow your opponent. You
Yeah,
have to do something
exactly.
different. And um
Hope it pays out.
yeah, and doing the rest of Smith's here, or doing the rest of the South route here, following that mirror a little bit makes a lot of sense. And it's hard to not do Hype Cave, but we'll see. This could be
Yeah,
Big Game, Stumpy, K45, all that stuff. Hitz is going to clean up the Zora area. Plenty of money this time.
yes. His revenge. Revenge on not much, but
Yeah,
revenge on coming back.
Azure is going to save
Ah,
some time skipping Dig Game. We know that's nothing. He's going to get Hammer here, and we'll see what he does with it. Like, honestly, a Swamp Dip would not be a terrible idea for him.
yeah, I mean, that's gonna be one of the more item-dense locations left to do.
It's an item-dense location, and it's something he's not going to expect his opponent to do. Like the meta would say, do Turtle Rock and hope for the Ice Rod there when it comes time to go.
Yeah, I guess it just depends if we get the rod first before the coin.
We're going to see Hype Cave, and then we'll see what he does. We know Hype Cave has nothing.
Yeah, big -2 out of 10 hype cave today.
Yeah,
But,
except it looks like Swamped not going to be his out. Looks like Hitsu's going to go there too.
Yeah, that seems like your best location left in the game.
We'll see if azder also chooses. He's not saving and quitting. He could mirror and flute, or he could head over to Swamp Palace. Well, looks like he's going. Oh, nope, he's. Let's see, where are we going? We're just gonna do Ice Palace right now. We have not seen Hobo. Looks like we're gonna see that. That was a big play yesterday with Kane being there.
Yeah, this could. I mean, I don't think either runner has checked this, so.
Nope, we have not seen this yet.
Let's see it.
And it's just bombs this time.
Nothing exciting.
So azder's at. I can do Ice Palace, and I can pick a pendant.
Yeah, as he's gonna
I'm gonna go ahead and do ice. I do kind of expect he might skip a little bit here if there's, like skip iced tea, for instance, if it's got an item.
Right, yeah. I mean, there wasn't anything valuable in ice, so if he skips anything, it's to his benefit.
Reminding himself what his pendants and crystals are. Azder is one that does not track. So, you'll occasionally see you'll see the occasional extra map check from him just to make sure he knows what's going on in terms of those pendants and crystals. And also, he can do Ice Palace while thinking about which pendant he wants to go to.
Yeah, I mean, you are required to do this, and might as well.
And of course, with two crap items that we have to get, could be in two different pendant dungeons.
Yeah, I mean, the ice rod can be literally anywhere besides behind
Except
the boss.
on Trinex, and
on
Ether
Trinex and
can
GT.
be anywhere but in Turtle Rock in this case.
So settle in, it could be a little while, as Hitsu has skipped left side swamp.
Did he get a map or a compass in the front? Because nothing feels worse than going to left side and getting a map and a compass. Oh, is that
There's
Ether?
Yep, that's our last coin. So now TR is now available.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be Hitsu I'm surprised he just doesn't leave and maybe just go straight to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Okay, he just wanted to do the one last chest, yeah. So probably go to finish up Pod first.
Yeah, that seems wise, and then I guess you go for broke and see if you get your Ice Rod and TR and follow the meta.
I think you do, yeah. I think you do.
It's always a spicy play, and it always feels good when it pays off. I'll never forget the one race where I hijacked a victory against a much better opponent based on making the spicy boy play to get that Ice Rod in Turtle Rock.
Well, I mean, it's a common play. And there's enough stuff that is not behind the mirror that it could still you'll be able to save your mirror portal unless it's unless it's the other thing in Ice Palace. Sorry, the other thing in Swamp.
Yeah. That's the only tragic thing for Hitsu at this point, is if the Ice Rod was one of the remaining items in Swamp.
Now, azder, on the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't do Turtle Rock, because, like, for him, an Ice Rod in Turtle Rock probably just means he loses, and he knows it. So it's to his benefit to keep searching for that Ice Rod once he finds the Ether.
Yeah. Both of our runners, though, are playing very well today. I do enjoy their execution is top-notch. We're not trying to slag on anybody today. These are our two finalists in this Invitational.
Well, they're finalists for a reason. Both very good.
We're going to see their spots.
Okay, azder is going to check this waterfall ferry location. This is definitely something he would consider an out because, he knows that Hitsu probably also got knocked out of this check. And still just the 20 rupees.
Yeah, I mean, we know that this is going to be nothing but disappointment and scam, but... Oh, that's right, he already did the scam.
Yep. He did the scam ages ago. So he's gonna do just do pod right now. Just get that done. Again, give him time to think, and he maybe does Eastern right afterwards.
Yeah, there
Hitsu's
is
not
going
going
to...
into Hitsu. Hitsu's gonna go to
Oh,
Turtle
no.
Rock.
Absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't blame Adster for checking out Eastern because it's the closest you're going to get. Plus, there's a bonus item since it is the green pendant.
It's 4 items. Ice Rod there would be huge for him.
Yeah, that if Hitsu has to double dip Turtle Rock, should he choose to go there and Ice Rod's not there, that would give Adster a lot of time back.
Yeah, that would about make up the Aga play, which is about what Azder is behind, is the Aga play. I like this. I like this doing. I mean, even if this is just a think time for Azder, well, let's do the thing I have to do at some point anyway. It never gets faster. First, I like the choice to do it. Give him a chance to make a decision while he's doing something he's gonna have to do anyway. And then, if the decision is Eastern, Eastern's right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just comes down. It's so hard to say because we're commentating and viewing versus being the racer. It's hard to say how you're feeling in this moment. I would feel behind though, so I think, yeah, you just got to start hoping, doing things your opponent didn't do. Meanwhile, if the Ice Rod isn't just TR, it's just over. So we'll see.
Yep. And like I said, Azure knows that, so I don't think he does Turtle Rock until he's either last locating it or has done everything else. It would not surprise me if he did Eastern for the 3 item. Well, Eastern you would full clear, of course. He knows Ped's dead, so if he goes into Mire, probably doesn't full clear unless, of course, Vidi has an item. I mean, in fact, definitely doesn't full clear unless Vidi has an item. I mean, Azra's out is Ice Rod not in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Ice Rod's in Turtle Rock, Hitsu just wins.
Yeah, and in a hurry since he's done the other 6 crystals, so he would be able to finish this off. I mean, if you get the Ice Rod in here, he's probably 15 minutes from claiming his wonderful prize.
Yep.
I know there was kind of some discussion about the prizes because we know Hitsu is not based in North America.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where Adster's based out of because Canada. I know there's some talk, Canada, there could be talks of import fees.
Yeah, shipping, yeah, there's weird stuff that happens when you ship internationally.
Yeah, I've imported guitars from Japan, and it depends on how it got shipped. Sometimes you're subject to customs.
Yep.
And it depends on what the wood was made out of, too.
Oh, wow. Never would have thought of that.
For sites, for under the Endangered Species Act, it's not just animals, it's also plants. So if they're using like endangered rosewood or something like that, it could be actually illegal to import it, so...
Oh, that's really interesting. I never would have thought of that. Meanwhile, we do see Aster in Eastern, and we have not seen Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, although, frankly, it's way too early to say it's not going to be here, because this isn't quite pod in terms of small keys up front, but you do have to have small keys up front, otherwise you just can't keep going through the dungeon.
Saz, yeah, that's right. He works in logistics and stuff like that. Shipping wood anywhere is annoying.
Yeah, sure sounds that way.
Let's see. Not too much so far in Eastern. as
Nope.
we
We've seen, I
see
think, just
Hitsu.
one item. I think we've got all the dungeon items here in Eastern so far, so. And then one, like, arrows or something. Something forgettable like that.
While our runners are checking things out, you know, you should also, oh, we don't have the same commands. I keep thinking
Yeah,
like
we
other
don't.
channels. I was just gonna say, give our runners a follow. I mean, it's easy enough to find azder and Hitsu on their stream, so you can check them out. They're both top runners, so
And
oopsie
I think I
doopsie.
know.
Sorry, y'all.
Oh, Clear Mouse beat me to it with the second one.
And hey, thanks
And I
to
would have had it
Seraph
right,
Grim and
so there you
Scott.
go.
And I just want to say thanks to Seraph Grim, Scott, and Structural Mike, you know, also being here on crew with us. You know, thank you for
Oh,
being
they're
here.
doing the hard work. I mean,
Oh
tracking's
yeah, we're
hard.
just talking.
I
We're
can't
just
even
talking
track
snap.
myself. I can't even track myself, let alone somebody else. And the restream, you know, we couldn't do this without restreamers. So huge shout outs to
Yeah.
Structural Mike as well.
I tried doing restreaming once last year, and it gave me almost a nervous breakdown trying to get it all set up. So big ups to Structural Mike for doing the restream.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of the restreams during this tournament. So yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
because
Here's an idea, Danka. If of course, Mike also not in the U.S., but I was gonna say send him the Super NT for all the work he's doing. If either one of these two chooses to go with something else.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing in Eastern but a green pendant.
Yeah, we'll see if the turn-in is the answer. Otherwise,
We'll
that's
see
a
if
lot of
Azure
time
does.
bleeding.
We'll see if he goes to Swamp first or if he goes to Mire first.
And are we gonna get a classic ice rod on Laser Bridge, though?
Yeah, we'll find that out very soon. It's not Eastern. Not the answer.
Yeah. Because, it's always the classic, just trying to make you sweat to the last moment of, oh no, did I double dip for nothing, and then it's in your last couple of chests.
Azure in the going for Mire. Is there still also hammer pegs? Oh, and then now there's... Or it could be a mushroom. Could be mushroom. Ugh. Cape. Well, we know it's not Cape. And it's not in Turtle Rock because Turtle Rock, that small key is the last item there. We do have a couple of really nasty locations it could be. Would be Thieves Town Big Chest. Also hammer pegs. At this point, an ice rod in Swamp is actually better for Azure than just about anything else, because then Hitsu can't save the mirror portal. Will last location that, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You turn in the mushroom first, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, an ice rod still in Swamp Palace would be insanely funny.
And it's just Piece of Heart. Yeah, and I agree with Seraphim in chat saying that he's Azure seeking that Hitsu probably did swamp. Oh, and
there's
there
the
it is.
ice rod. Oh boy.
Okay, so if Azure were to go to, the good news for Azure is that if when he goes to swamp, he can just leave with that medallion and go straight to TR and go mode it. The bad news is, okay, he's leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if he goes to swamp now.
You gotta do Swamp, Azder. I'm rooting for you on that. Come on, buddy. Good boy.
No,
no.
he's not going to swamp. He's going to do
You're
hammer
killing me.
pegs and possibly Thieves Town Big Chest.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because swamp puts him in really good shape, but
I think both our runners
no,
are
they're
of the
both
same
going to be
mind
doing
right
this.
now.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing.
It seems like they're both
might just be
spooked by
hammer
that
pegs.
hammer.
Yeah, Azur's
Yeah, hammer
gonna do
pegs.
hammer
Yeah.
pegs. Maybe doesn't go into Thieves Town. Oh, Hitsu looks like he's gonna do Graveyard Ledge. That's gonna take. He's gonna lose his mirror portal. I really dislike the play of going. Oh, he's got. He never checked bumper ledge. He's gonna do this. Okay, Azure. If you mirror. Okay, he's gonna do Thieves Town. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I think they might be both spooked by the.
No, he's gonna do Dig Game.
Our runners surprise us.
Hitsu's gonna do hammer pegs. We know it's not either one of these well, we know where it is now. We're in no mode.
Yeah, it's all. Let's see where Azder goes next.
He's going to Thieves Town. There's nowhere else in
Okay.
this area. They're both going to Thieves Town.
Both spooked by the hammer. So, the advantage Hitsu had from not doing Aga 1 is basically gone.
No, not at all. Hitsu's gonna do everything he can not to use that mirror. Which means he's not going to do... probably not going to do Graveyard Ledge, probably not going to go back into Swamp. And after this, his only play is to do Misery Mire. Well, I guess there is also not hammer pegs, Spike Chest. Yeah, just Spike Chest. So he's still got a pretty decent lead. Eastern is also a possibility. Yeah, I forgot about Eastern.
There's lots of traps to
okay, so
not step on.
This could come down to, does Hitsu go Eastern for 4 items or Mire for 2? Eastern going to be awfully spicy for him. I mean, I think Azure goes Swamp now. I don't see him going anywhere else. And Hitsu will just lose his mirror portal.
Yeah.
Where is he going? Azure going Spike Cave. Okay, this is Mire for Hitsu. This is game.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Azder, but it had looked like for a minute there he could have stepped back in if he had gone straight
if he had gone to straight to Swamp.
Yeah.
But like it was stated, oh, he's gonna shoot that shovel. This isn't even Spike Cave. I didn't realize he hadn't picked it up.
Yeah. But it looks like he'll still do Spike now.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Then Swamp after this. There's another item in Mire, but you're not going to go back into Mire after leaving. The unfortunate thing about this is, yeah, you know, the idea of not doing Swamp because you think your opponent did it, I think is really smart here. The problem is, once you got that Ice Rod, then it almost doesn't matter if your opponent did Swamp first, because it's the Ether Medallion that you then pick up,
Right.
you know, then it's like fine if he got it first, because that means he's double dipping Turtle Rock, and you're not.
Alright, well now we'll see what Azder is going to do now. Will he go to Swamp now?
I mean, that's what he has left, unless he wants to go back into Mire for that other item. In Shovel spot. You don't go out of your way to pick up the shovel and then not use it. And that's go mode for Hitsu, and he's going to run back to Turtle Rock and go through it again. And that's probably going to be too much for Azure to come back from now.
No, at this point, you know, Hitsu is 20 minutes or so, give or take a little bit of time to be done.
I'd say 15. 10, 15, depending on big key location.
Yeah.
I mean, GT is not a fast check. It's not a slow thing. I mean, it only takes about 5 minutes if you don't have to search for the big key very far. Turtle Rock's probably not even 10 minutes, so.
Dead rocked himself a little bit there. Everyone's favorite enemy.
Yeah, and TR is still, even without the mirror portal save, it's still a pretty fast dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, there's no difference between go moding it and almost not go moding. It's like, what, 1 or 2 chests, so...
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like, he could have saved that portal. I don't think you lose that much time taking that death warp. I mean, you got red mail, so you just got to find something that hurts, I guess.
I know. When you get red mail, you're almost like functionally immortal. It's kind of great.
Until you face the big boys, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, if you could have gotten that death warp, then you could have gone into the portal, saved that portal. And honestly, if I were to give up the death warp, I'm a little surprised he didn't do it by either by doing something like Graveyard Ledge, where you get a check-in, then maybe you don't have to go to Mire, and just flute from there.
Meanwhile, we're just gonna see Hitsu do his thing.
Yep.
Go straight to the back. Because he already has a key, so he only needs 1 more.
No, he picked up the key.
Yeah, he'll just need total of 2 more small keys.
No,
1 more small key.
He doesn't. No,
yeah.
he's got all the keys.
Oh, okay, that's right. Oh, he was here already. Jeez.
Yeah, Turtle Rock in key go mode. So like Key Sandy with 4 small keys, or in any situation where you've already gone through it before, is pretty darn fast. It's not as fast. I mean, you do save significant time saving that portal though. So.
Yeah, kind of my idea for this year is I'm trying to get better at Key Sanity in preparation for League coming up in the summer to be not so stinky at Key Sanity.
As you're about to hit his go mode, he's going to be about a Turtle Rock behind. Mountain climb in Turtle Rock.
All in all, though, it's good on azder for keeping this close.
Most certainly made it interesting at the end with the good old-fashioned ice rod hunt.
Just a nice, quick, and easy kill of Trinex, and then he'll be on his way to GT. So I guess, are we gonna do the numbers game, or are we too cool for that because we're on ladder?
If chat wants to put numbers in, they can put numbers in.
I mean, we don't have to do it because we're different. We're not SG, baby. But And I see some numbers in chat, so I guess you should do that. And since no one's claimed 13 yet, I will claim 13. All right, here we go.
Sad that even with the ice rod hunt, it still basically came down to Aga versus not Aga. This is this is pretty much maintained the difference of that play. And that had a chance to get flipped. depending on where azder routed. There was nothing wrong with not going back into swamp.
Yeah.
Because to his mind, it could have been in any of the locations that he went and checked. It just turned out it was swamp. And yeah, if he goes back into swamp, he's right back in it. But
oh yeah, it would have
fortunately
been
for
almost,
him, it was not the decision he made, and
yeah, it would have been
he
almost dead
certainly did
even if
make
he
it a
had
race.
gotten
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
If he'd gone straight to swamp, I actually think he takes the lead, but it's hard to say for sure because he actually would have had to still actually go through all of Turtle Rock. In fact, still does have to go through all of Turtle Rock. Whereas, you saw how quickly Hitsu went through Turtle Rock the second time through.
Yeah. And Hitsu is doing the seems like the optimal strat now of going to Stalfo's room and then now doing the right side. You can call me a recent convert of this meta. I like it a lot because
Yeah,
it means you don't have to fight the Stalfos.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's that, but I also, I think a big reason, it kind of gives you the most checks early, but it punishes the hardest if the big key's late.
Yeah, I
there's
cry
our
every
boots.
time. And there's the big key on the right side, of course.
So I was at 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, is that right?
Yeah, that's, I think 10 sounds about right, because I'm just trying to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. Alright, Hitsu is gonna wrap this up in 5-6 minutes, so just gotta do your climb and finish the game off. Definitely giving it up for both of our runners. They're putting on a really great show today, Nothing but respect for both runners today.
And in all fairness, this does even up the series at 2-2, given that...
That's right. I should tell, they gotta do a game 5. Just a nice, clean landmo kill there. See, so if we counted right and the number was 10, Saz is the closest without going over at 9, so I guess they win, kinda, sorta. And just as a reminder for everyone, next month is the beginning of the next Invitational regular season, I call it, because it's during the latter season to get your 10 games in, and hopefully you win a bunch, so you can be a participant in the next Invitational.
Yeah, I may be a participant in that Invitational, but it will not be playing. But it wouldn't surprise me if either one of these two, if they so chose, to get back to the next tournament.
Yeah, I mean they are both top players. And Chad asking what is the mode? Well, if you missed the announcement, it's being called Open Plus, so it's a lot like the SGL casual boots, except it's open mode and not real boots. It's
Yeah,
the pseudo
not
boot.
thrilled with the pseudo boots. I do like. I don't like all the SGL settings. The SGL settings that setting that I really like, that are different from typical hard mode, are the silvers being set from the bow, because that was a big contention, and not knowing where the other bow was. So you couldn't play based on, you didn't know things like. If the other bow were in such and such a place, then maybe your opponent got it earlier or later or whatever. The other thing I really like that they did is, instead of capping your heart pieces in heart containers and having them turn into green 20s, you just simply only have 3 heart containers. And I forget the number of heart pieces. I want to say 32. But whatever it is, once you leave one behind, you're not getting it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So whereas the main tournament had pretty much every race was 13 to 14 hearts, green mail, tempered sword. You actually have a little bit more variety.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know how I feel about pseudo boots. I'm only like a year plus into being in the community, so I don't have enough time to form an opinion on that one way or another. I mean, I'll definitely give it a go and see how it feels, and I'm not worried about making the tournament anyway. I'm not that good. You might see me at the top of the leaderboards at the start of seasons if I like go 3-0 in a mode, but then I assure you I get thwomped down by the actually good players, and then I'm back towards the middle where I belong.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even really a big fan of any kind of starting boots. I want to find my boots, and I want them to mean something, and I want to have a shot at getting them before my opponent. So
Yeah.
if I start with boots and my opponent has boots the entire time, and if their boots execution is better than mine. Meanwhile, Hitsu already in phase 3. I mean,
Yeah,
Gold
just
Sword
whomp 'em.
makes it pretty easy.
This is a pretty much
When you're good and you have good equipment, you should
Oh,
have
yeah.
a good Ganon fight.
Aside from they was only silvers away from having an absolute baby mode. And then where was our silvers today? GT.
I mean, we checked everywhere else. Where else? I mean, there was one item in Mire and maybe one item in Swamp. That was it. That's all we had left. There wasn't enough other locations for it to be anywhere but GT.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been like the one random item left behind somewhere else, but odds are it was going to be GT, yeah. And since they both followed the same route, that meant it was deep inside the basement of GT.
I mean,
well, it could have been on the climb too, yeah.
I was gonna say, did either one actually open? I'm sorry, Azure hasn't gotten there yet. He won't open. Hitsu, I don't think, did open.
And get your GGs in for Hitsu, because unless they fall, it's over.
It's not gonna happen. I mean, if he fell, he still has enough time to do another Ganon fight.
Yeah.
He's not
absolutely. No.
Finishing up with an official race time of 1:28.19. GG's and congratulations to Hitsu, Luffy, whichever he wants to go by. I do believe we have him in chat. Oh no, not yet.
Not yet. We're
Somebody
working
else
on
sneaking
dragging
in and fooling me.
It's all good. Let's see.
Meanwhile, as
yeah.
you're going through the gauntlet.
Yeah. Now we got Hitsu in. So GG's to Hitsu.
Yeah,
you are the winner of the tournament and the wonderful prize of your choosing.
GG's. I cannot believe this. It feels so bad, the seat.
Well, ice rod hunts and late hammers never feel good. But yeah, so which prize are you gonna take?
I don't know yet. I was not thinking about it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. No,
well,
I mean there's still door number 3.
Yeah, there is door number 3,
there's
but
still
it could
door
be just
number 3. Do you have
be
either of the equipment?
I don't.
Okay, so.
Oh, so you could get your hands on an
you won.
NT, because you cannot buy an NT right now unless you pay a scalper.
Yeah, I also thinking about the NT because it's hard to get nowadays.
Yep.
I ordered mine in October, and I was like saying, well, what if I want like one of my friends, like my friends to pool in and give it to me for as a group Christmas present, since we kind of do a Christmas present thing. But then I noticed that one of the colors sold out, and then there were only the black ones remaining. So I'm like, actually, I'm just going to order this now, and I did, and that was the correct decision. So congrats on getting the NT and getting into the hardware world then. It's different, but I like it.
Yeah, big thanks also for all the restreams and the whole tourney. Amazing job. Also Mike for restreaming a lot of races. Was amazing to watch also other races.
Yeah, all hail Mike. He's our hero.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna try to
yeah.
wait until we get both of you. I don't know if I want to talk huge. I mean, you guys can watch it back. I mean, the biggest difference being, as you bet on AGA, you bet on not AGA. In the end, that time difference pretty much held through the entire race. And in fact, you think of AGA as about a 5-minute difference, and it was a 6-minute difference in the final time. So.
Yeah, I can see this.
As you're finishing, so.
I was also a bit thinking about doing AGA, but then I was thinking just to Sash as last check.
Yep.
Because I have a little advantage with the quick swap thing, I think. So I was thinking I can do this little extra check there. And it was really huge.
It's always nice to have like something in your back pocket as like a little pants covering check, just in case something ends up being huge in an early sphere.
But I think there was a possibility also if you do AGA to like beat me in this one.
Yeah.
Like when you feel bad about the AGA one, you do Maya maybe and Swamp really early. I don't know.
Well, the hammer being late was part of the problem there. Yeah. So we're definitely outs, and if Azure done Swamp a little bit earlier, we have a race. But if he did get the ice rod first, or if you had done Eastern instead of Meyer, that also would have made a huge difference, because Eastern was a load of hot trash. So yeah, that was at the end. I mean, you kind of had those two choices, and avoided all the mirror checks or tried to avoid them. Yeah, I was gonna say you avoided the mirror checks, but you actually end up mirroring instead of taking a death warp for Meyer. So that actually ended up not being true. And we do also have Azure.
I had so many hearts for a death warp, and I was not sure after dipping Thieves Town what to do. Like, should I save it? Go to Graveyard Ledge now? I just feel bad because I went into Thieves Town again. That always feels bad, even if you skip Eastern and AGA. You don't know what your opponent does. And it's maybe the only finals you ever play in your life, so I was also really nervous.
Both of you ended up getting spooked by that hammer chest.
Yeah. And we are joined by Azder. And before we get back into the seed, first of all, congratulations on getting this far. You're very familiar with finals, as you and I have discussed. You have gotten one in SM one time, but
I've gotten two, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. SM and SMZ3. So
20% win rate's not bad, right?
I mean, most people don't even have a 20% get to finals rate, so there's that. I wanted to give you an opportunity to I mean, because maybe a month or two ago, there was a huge conversation on the Discord about, can someone win a tournament without quick swap? And even though you didn't actually win this tournament, I think you proved that it can be done and that you could do it. So you want to talk about your choice to continue to not use quick swap?
So let's see. It started getting allowed when League Season 3 and SGL 2020 was starting. And it wasn't something that I wanted, and it wasn't like a mechanic that I enjoyed playing with as part of the game. I know there is a lot of skill involved in it, but it's not something that ever appealed to me, and I was like, like if anyone asked me if I wanted it in, I would have said no. And I felt like with Rando, I can tweak my playstyle. Maybe act like I'm a little bit lower execution than I am against certain people. Maybe take a tiny bit of extra risks to try and make up for it. I mean, I suppose if I wanted to learn it, then I could. But I just kind of accept the fact that I'm going to lose time to it. And if I wanted to sit down and learn it, then I would. But I don't spend a whole lot of time playing this game outside of like tournaments, honestly. I play a lot of other games. I just don't really have the time. That's all I think.
I can relate to not having a lot of time outside of that.
Yeah, and as we've discussed several times, I'm also one that I use it because I'm not as good at like you're such a good menuer, but I'm bad at using it, and it often loses me time. And I'm also one of the few people that would rather it not be a thing because I've yet to find the fun. But that people swear is there.
I get what it is. Like you can do stuff like you can
yeah,
burn
some of the
dash
strats are
and,
kind of cool. But, you know,
in Cannonballs and Eastern, and there's a lot of little stuff like that. I think some people brought up the point that like, oh, it's randomizer. You should actually like get more utility out of your items, and that's not a point that I disagree with. But it's not how I've ever practiced or learned the game. Like I've speedrun the game for a long time before Rando, and I've been playing randomizer for a long time without it. And it was allowed in Entrance Rando because the feature was initially bundled with that. But I didn't play very much Entrance Rando years ago, so I wasn't used to it. And even when I did play Entrance Rando, I didn't like it. And I wasn't saving time with it because I was bad at it, so I wasn't using it. So it's kind of like a similar thing with Super Metroid. Like I don't use Moonwalk because I'd already been running the game for a long time when Moonfall got discovered to save time, and there are things about it that mess me up, and it's just like I have to fight against a lot of years of muscle memory doing different things, and for me, I just chose to not deal with it, and it does set me back a little bit, but that's what I decided to do.
Yeah, and then you and I have talked about, you know, sometimes you look at the quick swap time, or sorry, the menu time, and you can kind of get a feel as to whether you lost because of it or not, but
it's really rare that I lose actually like specific races to it. Usually it's like a bunch of other things.
Yeah, this one is kind of unique in that it sounds like Hitsu made a decision based on the fact that you didn't quick swap, which caused you to go to Aga and him not to do Aga. So, because he got the mitts out ahead of time. When you found those mitts, how far behind did you feel at that moment?
I felt like there was a chance I was okay, and I also felt like maybe I went to pod first and I got mirror and flute faster, and so I was just banking on that. Maybe I had that advantage, or maybe he also did. I was banking on either one of those things being true. And then when I found where Hammer was, I was just like, okay, I just hope this Hammer placement really screws him. And when I found Ice Rod and Mire, I left and I tried to kind of route defensively around it. And I was hoping that like if Ether was one of the overrule checks that I skipped because I felt slightly behind, then he'd find it before Ice Rod and go chase Turtle Rock or something like that. Yep. So I was playing for what outs I thought were on the table, and I just had no way of knowing, so it was just my best guess of what would be best against what I think he does.
Yeah, a lot of those things were true. Had you gone to Swamp immediately after leaving with the Ice Rod, you had a shot at winning this. It's hard to say, you would have been, I think, a little bit ahead, not accounting for Hitsu being able to just run through Turtle Rock and not have to open doors and get keys and stuff. So it's really hard to say exactly what happens. And of course, big key routing. Now, so you guys weren't too different on big key routing this time, so I'm not that wouldn't have really played a role. So we would have had it. We definitely would have had a race. So you got yourself very much back in it. Just unfortunate for you. A, you didn't go to Swamp, and B, Hitsu didn't get baited into Eastern before he did Misery Mire. That's another. Yeah, that was your other out, is if he'd gone to Eastern for the spicy 4 items that were trash.
Well, it was pod for him last time, so
Yeah.
they got baited into. It's like every one of our matches has had a bow dungeon be a pendant. That's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, we
kind
never
of
had
tired of it.
good seats, I think. You remember the very first match where Thievestown had the hammer on blind?
Oh,
Yep,
in
I remember that one.
in the previous round, yeah.
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 It was, I thought for sure I had lost that match.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you guys played 2-2, if we're strictly speaking. So yeah, super even matchup, and I mean, it'd be fun to play. Maybe if we played 10 more times, we'd go 5-5. So it makes it super fun.
Sometimes it just feels like a coin flip on who's going to win or lose at this level. You just never know.
Yeah, like going to Swamp after that ice rod, that's not a play that I was going to make. It didn't make sense to me to do that. And like there's a lot of decisions I made before that they make sense to me the way I'm thinking about the stage, but they don't really make sense to the people watching necessarily. And like sometimes those work out and sometimes they don't. Sometimes like I don't know, just yeah, never know.
Yeah, we did see some digging games this time from both of you after leaving it yesterday, which was kind of funny. But yeah, it was you have your stuff in your pendant dungeons, and it's 2 pendant dungeons, and pretty deep in one of them. Like theoretically, this wasn't this could have been a no flipper seed, but of course it ends up not being. Oh yeah,
I need
yes.
to head out, guys, because
Okay.
I have a 80 keys match, and they are all
yes.
waiting to get round 3 rolling.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good luck.
I think that can kind of
Yeah, go
guide
ahead.
us
Good luck
towards our
on-
exit here.
Good luck on
GG's
the
again.
ADPs.
GG's and congratulations on the win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GG's,
thanks for
congrats.
your work, guys.
Well, thank you
And
for
good luck.
running.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, then we'll just let Azure get any last words on, and then we'll go ahead and turn it over.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to give a quick shout out to Sage from the OTR glitch community who unfortunately passed away last month. He's a big inspiration for me playing glitch Ocarina of Time Rando, which I feel like routes more similarly to this game and Super Metroid and stuff. And I got to race him in finals of the Dungeon Door Requirement Blitz tourney late last year. And I kind of wanted to put my final name as a tribute to him elsewhere in like tangential communities, just because he was I think he deserves to be remembered. And I'm gonna miss him a lot. So yeah, well, that's it. Thanks, Dunka, for putting on the invitationals. They're a lot of fun to see a lot of matches play out, get a lot of games in. I feel like I played. I feel really happy with how I played almost every game that I did, even though I
you
didn't
had
win.
quite a streak going for a while too. After that first round, where you had to sweat it out because of an unfortunate forfeit situation. So yeah, first round. I mean, most of you wouldn't have seen it because most of it wasn't restreamed. But forgetting to check to check the smith after turning in the smith led to a unsuccessful ice rod hunt on his part in the first round, a forfeit. So managed to squeeze through the first round because of getting a couple, help from other players and going 2-1. And you haven't lost since that until the finals. So really nice run. So huge congratulations there, and good luck moving forward.
Yeah, thank you. That was that was actually the first training match I did in 2022 that I forgot to do the Smiths for Ice Rod, and it was pretty big mental damage starting off the year. But I think I did a good job not letting it get to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, and with that, we have with us, since Dunka's unavailable, we're going to be joined by Clear Mouse, who's going to close out this tournament. Clear Mouse, how you doing?
Hi, Tracy. Hi, Josh. Thank you for the commentary. Hello.
Yeah, and just want to say thank you for all the work you've done on this tournament and a lot of the commentary from previous. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh no, thank you. No, that's very kind. Actually, it's a very nice segue. So at least let me preface this by saying that I am not officially part of any type of ladder admin or mod position here. But Dunka, of course, was nice enough to let me have a couple minutes of airtime, at least, and from me personally, and just the fact that I got to see all of these. I really, really wanted to thank all of the crew, volunteers, everybody who helped put the restream together, right? This thing I heard, people mention this before, we're not SG, we're not League, not a, premier main tournament where, we've got legions of, con mods or, crew mods. This was basically just more or less a community-based effort to get, runners, races on the air, right? So out of the 39 total matches that we had played, so 36 in groups, and 3 in the finals, we had 13 matches restreamed. I mean, it's that's the third. Considering there wasn't anybody that was in charge. Dunka did some of the back end paperwork, setting up the forms and stuff. But to see so many people volunteer, trackers, commentators, restreamers, especially, just be able to put everything on the air is just really just heartwarming to see such support, basically from everybody. We had 12 total commentators. We had 10, I believe, total trackers, and we had 4 total restreamers. Honestly, when I was watching the last this race, saw actually a lot of German support too. Really cool to see multiple communities in this case, basically coming together to cheer on, Hitsu and Azder, for the finals. I know that, I've seen Bravus and Tato come over to do, they're very, active in the German community, done a lot of, did, some commentary here for Ladder, which is really great to see. Tracy, I believe I've heard you say a time or two that trackers are MVPs, of restreams.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So did you know?
I switched it to MVPs because I kind of got tired of unsung heroes because they are heroes, but we sing their praises. I make sure to sing their praises, so I like MVPs.
Oh yeah. And so did you know that so out of the trackers, MVP trackers, you in this case you have been helped by Seraph Grimm, who I actually consider to be our MVP tracker for the ladder. He has done, out of the 13 matches, he has done 8 of them. 6 for groups and 2 of them for the finals. That is an insane amount of tracking. So really, very, very much thankful, for all of the time that you have put together. I know that, yeah. And in terms of restreams, by the way, so unlike SG, unlike League, we don't have back end, a lot of automation, I guess, in terms of tech. Restreaming is, for what it's worth, seems like this black magic, wizardry stuff. Not only were people able to, kind of figure things out along the way, we also had multiple restreamers. Dunka did 5, Structural Mech did 4, Poolflow did 3, P-Train did 1 for all of our 13 matches. And, I remember you guys talking about Mike, actually, earlier on in the race. So he did 4 restreams, which is roughly about a third of the matches, right, that we got to get on the air. He also tracked for 2 matches, and there was this, minor detail that he was also a participant in this tournament as well. Like, he got through the first 2 weeks of groups, so he was playing, he was tracking, and he was restreaming. Like, that is an immense amount of dedication of his time. So I really just
Mike MVP.
Yeah. And I mean, like, there's been so many people who put in so much time for this tournament. I think the commentary overall has been extremely solid just in terms of quality. I think a lot of people enjoyed watching these matches, cheering on their favorite runners. It was just been very heartwarming to see basically all of the community output for this. So thank you so much, everybody who has put in their time and effort, basically making these restreams happen. All right. Okay. I can say one more thing. Of course, how could any of this been possible without Dunka? He is, the main organizer of Ladder, of the Invitational. He, and I mean, I cannot express or quantify the amount of value he has given to everybody in the community, basically by putting, giving everyone basically this racing venue or platform, right, to be able to just, participate and, compete. So thank you so much, Dunka, for everything that you've done.
We gotta thank the giraffe himself too, Herfy. He's all the other big admin for the Ladder too, puts in a lot of work, so we can thank him too.
Yes, thank you, Herfy. Thank you, Dunka. And definitely look forward to the next Invitational match. I think new season, new Ladder stuff should be a really great time. That's all I've got. So thank you so much for letting me talk. And again, thank you so much to everyone who helped.
Yeah.
That I guess we'll see you in a few months after. We'll see you all in a few months after the next season's Invitational standings get to the top 16, and we go to the tournament there. And that'll look forward to the next one. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day.